Namaste and welcome to your yoga practice today. We're going to do some more hip openings and coming into some pigeons again and some Gomukkasana, some cow face poses to really turn the rotators into the hips. And we'll start with Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha 7 times if you'd like to join Ganesha Mantra to clear obstacles within and around us. So let's take a nice big inhale. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 And open our eyes and release the hands. Bring your arms all the way up towards the sky. And bring the palms together, interlace. Take your palms towards the upward facing motion to lengthen all the way from the hips to the shoulders to the wrists. And exhale, release, hands to the side. Take your right arm up and give yourself a nice big crescent to the side. And taking your arm all the way up and over, and maybe even coming down onto that forearm if it's late in the afternoon and the sun is shining and you feel warmed up. If not, keep it onto the hand. Nice. Few more breaths right here. And gently take it all the way up and over to the other side. Taking the right hand down and the left arm up. Lifting it all the way up and over, bicep towards the ear, extending into that whole left side of the waist. And exhale, release, take it all the way back up. Take your hands to your knees, and we'll give ourselves a couple of cat-cows in a seated version. And from here, to come back up into the center, and take your right hand to the left, twisting over to the left side. And taking your left hand to the right and twisting over towards the right side. Nice. And gently coming all the way up onto all fours. Spread your fingers, wrist creases aligned with the yoga mat towards the front. Tuck your toes under, arch your spine up. Exhale. And inhale, concaving into the spine, stretching out through the neck, out to the ears, and pushing your hands down, protruding the spine up to the sky, finding each and every vertebrae, and then exhale, coming all the way back down, pulling the hands towards the knees, getting some nice traction. Exhale, pushing the hands down. And one more time, arching it all the way to a nice concave spine with some nice integration through all the muscles, and then coming into neutral position, tucking the toes, push back, downward facing dog. Gomukkasana. Pushing your hands down, pedal into the back of the legs. Lifting the upper arm bones. Let's come up high onto the toes, bend the knees, and give ourselves a couple of arches into the spine here as well. So if we bend our knees, plug the femurs back, it's a little easier to get in towards the spine. It's a lot easier. Find the mobility through each and every vertebrae. Pushing your hands, your fingertips down, your knuckles down. One more, cat-cow in down dog. Arching the spine and taking it all the way back out. And sinking the heels towards the right side, stretching into the left side of the waist. Pushing the hands away, lengthening in towards the whole left side of the body. And bringing it all the way up and over. Heels to the left side, bend your knees, push into your right hand. Giving ourselves nice breaths right here into any of the tight areas to loosen it up. And then gently come into the center for down dog. Step your right foot in between your hands. Come into feet wide apart. Take your hands all the way forward. Slightly pigeon toe in towards your feet and get nice and deep into the hamstrings, micro bend into the knees. Lift the sacrum, stretch your arms, stretch from your hips to your shoulders, to the wrists. And gently bring it all the way, hands underneath the shoulders. Take your right hand in the center and bring your left arm up towards the sky. Lifting your sternum, lifting your sacrum, and exhale, release. Other side, left hand down, sweeping the right arm all the way up, anchoring that left hand down, pulling the inner edges of the feet towards the midline, bringing your arm up, and exhale, take it all the way back down. And from here, let's take the right hand over towards the left shin ankle for a little different twist. Take your hand maybe to your sacrum, maybe it stays there, or sweep your arm up to the sky, finding your midline, and exhale, take the gaze back down. Switching hands, take your left hand to your right shin or ankle, taking your right arm up towards the sky, twisting into the spine, twisting into the shoulders, and gently take it all the way back down. Excellent. To come back to downward facing dog, facing forward. Spread your fingers, pedal into the back of the legs. Take your right heel up towards the horizon, maybe even a little bit further up if it works out. Lift your inner thigh up, spread your toes, bring your floating ribs in. Step your right foot between your hands. Come up into a high crescent lunge. Sweep the arms all the way forward and up. Staying nice and deep into your crescent lunge. And then take your arms to the side. Take your right arm under and your left arm over. Coming to Gomukkasana arms. Taking your third eye, hands maybe to the third eye, or leaving them wherever they land. Keeping the eyes nice and closed. Open them back up and reach maybe up towards the ceiling. Getting a little bit more in towards that upper back. Exhale, release back to the center. Arms out to the side. And take them all the way up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Press your palms, lift your upper arm bones. Left heel up towards the sky, to the horizon. Lift with the inner thigh, hug the midline. Step your left foot between the hands. High crescent. Arms forward and up. Bringing them all the way up towards the sky. Take your arms out to the side. Take your left underneath your right, Gomukkasana arms, hands to the third eye. Keep your eyes open, closed, whichever works for you to test your balance. And exhale, release back to the center, arms out to the side. Take your arms all the way up. Hinge and fold, step back, downward facing dog. Outoor Svanasana. Come forward to plank. Lower to chaturanga or all the way to the floor. Inhale to cobra up dog. Exhale, push back. Downward facing dog. Giving ourselves a couple of nice deep breaths right here. Coming over to plank pose. Turning onto your right hand and stack your feet for side plank. Vasisthasana, taking your left arm up towards the sky. Taking it all the way up. Maybe the gaze comes up towards the hand. And exhale, release, hands to the floor. Switch to the other side. Stack your feet. Sweep your right arm up. Maybe take the gaze up towards the hand. Pull the floating ribs all the way in. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step it back, downward facing dog. Take a vinyasa if you'd like. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, pull back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Press the palms. Lift the upper arm bones. Moving the breath through all parts of the body. Take your right leg up towards the horizon. Lift with the inner thigh. Take your knee to the third eye. Take it all the way back up. Take your knee to the third eye again. We'll do it one more time. Sweeping it all the way up. Take your knee to your third eye. Take it all the way back up to the sky. Step your foot between your hands and come into Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Pull your right hip back. Elongate the spine and hinge and fold for forward fold. You might put a block for your hands. You might keep it right as it is. Head to knee, pull the ribs in, long side body, enjoy forward fold with a nice steadiness into the legs. Taking your hands to the foot, step it all the way back. Down dog. Lift your left leg up to the horizon of the sky. Take your knee to the nose, to the third eye. Take it all the way back up. 2 more times. Knee to third eye, to nose, whichever works for you. 1 more time. And take it all the way back up. Step your foot between the hands. Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Long spine. Lift your sacrum up. Micro bend into the knees. Pull energy from the feet. Nice steadiness into the legs. Arms forward. Hinge and fold to whatever works for your forward fold. You might be upright. You might have blocks under your hands. Whichever seems like a great idea for your body. Giving ourselves a couple of breaths. Place your hands, step back, downward facing dog, Gomukkasana. Step your right foot between the hands and turn your left foot flat on the floor. Extended side angle, sweep your arm up to the sky and take it all the way up and over. Taking the gaze underneath the upper arm and exhale, release, hands to the floor. Flip your back, toes down, heel up, and take your left hand out on the floor and sweeping that right arm all the way up. Sink your outer hip down and exhale, release, hands to the floor. Step it back, down dog. Left foot between the hands. Extended side angle. Take your right arm up and over. Letting the gaze come underneath the upper arm. Extending from your foot all the way to the hand. And release, exhale. Take it back down. Come up onto your back toes. Take your right hand out to the side and the left arm comes up. Open crescent twist. Sweeping it all the way up. Bringing the shoulder blades down on the back. Enjoying a nice open crescent. Starting to dig in towards the outer hips. Exhale, release. Hands to the floor. Step it back. Down dog. Step your right foot between the hands. Come up high onto your back toes. Step forward into warrior 3. Pull your ribs all the way in. Maybe hang out right here. Maybe taking your hands to your hips. Maybe fly your arms to the back. Enjoying hugging all components into the midline to stay nice and plugged in. Exhale, release. Hands to the floor. Step it all the way back. Down dog. Left foot between the hands and step up into warrior 3, taking it all the way up. Toes down, heel up. Bring the midline into the center. Take your hands maybe to the hips and maybe flying your hands to the back. Enjoying the different feelings in the legs of support. Exhale, release. Take the hands back down. Step it back. Down dog. Downward facing dog. Come up onto the toes. Bend your knees. Take your right ankle over your left knee and give yourself a nice figure 4 in downward facing dog. Coming up high onto your back toes. And switch, other side. Come up onto your right toes and bend your left knee, bend your right knee. Push the hands. And gently release. Downward facing dog. Take our right leg up into the sky. Bend your knee up here. And take your right leg underneath for pigeon pose. Squaring off your front leg. Tucking your back toes under. Maybe even hiking that foot back a little bit to get a little deeper in. You can come down onto your forearms or to your block. Whichever works. And kind of juicing up in towards the hips. and gently bring it all the way back. And switch sides. Take your left leg all the way up. Take your knee underneath you. Excellent. And then come down onto the forearms, hiking your right foot back, coming deeper in towards the left outer hip, maybe moving it about a little bit. Move some energy around. And gently bringing the hands back to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Take your vinyasa if you'd like. Step your right foot between your hands and your back foot nice and flat on the floor for Parsvottanasana, or preparation this time for Parivrtta Trikonasana. Taking your left hand can stay inside. You can use the block for the hand on the inside. You can take the block to the outside, whichever works. Take your left hand outside your right shin ankle. Take your right hand to the hip. Press your arm and your leg into each other, extending fully into your steady legs, into the steady feet, and maybe taking your right arm up to the sky. And giving yourself a little smile for twisting and turning. And exhale, release. Take it back down. Step back. Down dog. Left foot between the hands. Preparation for Parivrtta Trikonasana, revolved triangle. Long spine. Descend down into the bones of your legs and into the feet, all four corners of the feet. Right hand can stay inside your foot, or you can take it to the outside. Take your left hand to your hip. Push your arm and your leg into each other, and left arm up towards the sky. Parivrtta Trikonasana. Keeping the breath going. And exhale, release. Hands to the floor. Step it back, please. Down dog. Maybe flush that with a vinyasa. Inhale. Urdhva Mukha. And exhale. Take it back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step your right foot forward. Take Trikonasana. Sweep the left arm up to the sky. Triangle pose. Two straight arms, two straight legs. The gaze comes up. And then from here, take your left hand outside your right foot. So you're going to pivot your toes up to the sky. Taking your right hand flat on the floor, clawing the fingertips. You might stay right here. This might be great fun right here. You might lift up your leg for a nice little flying Trikonasana or Vishvamitrasana preparation. Pushing the right hand down, extending both legs, and exhale, release. Take it back down, triangle pose. Exhale, hands to the floor, turn your back toes, down dog. Trikonasana with your left foot between your hands. Triangle pose, right arm up to the sky. Today I can say sky because the sky is right there. So nice and blue. Inhaling and exhaling through all the layers around you, inside of you. Moving energies around. Take the right arm to the outside of the left foot. Take your left hand flat on the floor. Push your foot into your hand, pull your floating ribs in, and maybe levitate your left leg into a little fun flying Trikonasana variation or Vishvamitrasana preparation. And exhale, release, take it back down. Push back, downward facing dog. And then from here, take your right heel up to the sky. Step your foot between your hands. Come up into a high crescent. Take your arms out to the side. Turn your right palm and your left palm up. Take your bicep on your right hand towards the ear, and then we're going to tip your hand to the back. And maybe hang out right here. Maybe this is it. Maybe the left hand come behind and find the other hand for some nice Gomukkasana arms. You might lift the sternum and get a little bit more turn in towards the whole shoulder area. And then exhale, release. Take it all the way back out. Arms up to the sky, and exhale, hands to the floor. Step it back. Down dog. Left leg up to the ceiling, bring it all the way up, and step your foot between the hands. Sweep the arms all the way up, and then we'll take them down to the horizon level to bring the left arm up and then hand behind you. Maybe give yourself a little nudge with your right hand and then take your right arm behind you. Find your hands, fingers, maybe your shirt, lift it all the way up. Extending into the back leg. And exhale, release. Arms to the side. Take your arms up and exhale, hands to the floor. Step it back. Downward facing dog. And then from here, look between the hands and come forward to the hands. Inhale. Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale, fold forward. And then we're going to come to a seat, all the way down to a seat. I'm going to flip my mat over. Flipping it. And then from here, stretching the legs forward. Take your right leg in with your hands for a little external rotation. And we'll have a little fun and lift the foot up and pull the knee behind us. Bring the ribs in and up and take your right foot maybe towards your right ear. And have a little fun with that. Just kind of see how that feels for the right hip area. And then exhale, release. Taking your right leg over your left for a half Gomukkasana or forward fold variation. Take the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hinge and fold, and have a little nice experience in towards the right IT band area. Inhale, exhale, hinge and fold. Use a strap, use a scarf, anything that we might need to grab the foot. And gently take it all the way back up and extend your right leg. Take the left foot up, like a half happy baby variation, bringing your knee behind your shoulder, moving, maybe some stuff around. I certainly always have to do that. And then lifting my foot up and hugging everything into the midline, taking my foot towards the ear, and then extending it and taking my knee over the right knee for a half Gomukkasana pose with the legs. Take the arms all the way up and hinge and fold, forward fold. And gently come all the way back up to the center. Cross at the ankles, and we'll take down dog to kind of shake that out. Downward facing dog. And take your right foot in front of your left and your left foot on the back side of your right leg, and just bring your toes to each side of the yoga mat. And then from here we'll take the knees down to the floor. The knees are crossed, and then we're going to sit down between the heels. So we have a block, or you might have a book or something to put underneath in case you wanted to, needed a little extra help to sit up. And we just kind of snug our way down here. Sweep the arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, take your right hand down and your left arm up and over. And then we'll come all the way over to the second side, taking it up and over. And bringing it all the way back up. Take your right arm underneath your left, palms together. We'll come back into our fancy wrapped arms. And then we're just going to hinge and fold down from here. And some of you are going to enjoy this. And some of you are going to take your arms back out and take the right arm up and behind you and go and find your left arm. And hinge and fold. A little bit, maybe more for the shoulders, maybe more for the lower back. So see what you want to do. Maybe you want to leave the arms out and just simply fold forward. And and gently take it all the way back up and release arms out to the side and come forward. Undo the legs and take down dog, pedal about. Let's come down onto the knees in between and grab the yoga mat and stretch out into the side body and to the shoulders. Bring your arms all the way forward. Widen your feet. Lift your sacrum, bend the knees. And then exhale, come back to downward facing dog. And then from here, take your left foot in front of the right and the right behind the left. And then we'll come all the way back down onto the knees again for Gomukkasana legs. And enjoy that, and take the hands out to the side. Sweep the right arm up and over all the way, and then bringing it all the way up and over to the other side, and have a nice little feedback from the hips as you come into your crescent. Take your arms back to the side, arms to the horizon. Take your left arm under and your right arm over, and perhaps your hands will stay right here. Maybe you'll fold forward and have a little shelf for your hands and your legs, and enjoy that. Arms can come back out, and the left arm can come up and find its way behind you, and maybe you find your hands, maybe you take your shirt, maybe you skip the hands altogether. Hinge and fold. Gomukkasana. And gently take it all the way back up and release the hands. And I like to take them all the way up and then take them all the way to the front, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Undo your legs. Press your feet, press your hands, pedal about. And then from here we're going to come all the way, stepping all the way through and taking a seat, and then we're going to lay down onto our back. Just lay all the way down. And in no fancy manner, we'll just kind of lay down. And I'm just going to move a little bit more. There we go. And then we'll come all the way down. Take the feet on each side of the yoga mat and give yourself a couple of windshield wipers this way and that way, side to side. Bringing your feet hip width apart, taking your upper arms around next to your ribs and arching the upper back. Have the sacrum on the floor. Shoulder blades are lifting up and away, and the upper arm bones are kind of supporting you. And then we'll lift up into Satya Bandhasana from here. Take your hands down to the floor, roll the shoulders underneath you, and maybe you'll take your hands and interlace them and lifting up from there. Putting the feet down nice and firm. And sometimes my toes, they just keep lifting up, but they should be down as well. And exhale, release the hands and come back down from there. So you might do that again. You might take a block, you might take a book or something for your sacrum to be elevated. Some of you might like to put your hands by the shoulders for Urdhva Dhanurasana. We'll take 3 Urdhva Dhanurasanas, spreading the fingers. Second finger is pointing straight to the front, and we have a nice claw into the fingertips. Press your hands, press your feet, and come up to the top of the head. Maybe you'll walk your hands in a little bit. Pull the upper arm bones in. Maybe you'll stay here. Maybe you lift all the way up. And maybe move about a little bit with the breath. You can come up on the toes. You can put your feet back down. Soaking it all in. And exhale. Tuck your head and come back down. Take a pause. Take a breath. Take another breath. Keep the breath going. And then we'll take the hands again by the shoulders. 2 more. Press your hands down. Feet are nice and snug. Come up onto the top of the head. Maybe walk your hands in. And from there, maybe lift all the way up. Maybe you'll come up on your toes and walk your feet in a little bit more. Enjoying back bend if it's in your repertoire. If not, stay down onto your block. And exhale, walk your feet out and roll it all the way back down. And take your hands to the side. And we recover. We let the back bend sip into all the different layers of our body and find a good spot to clean and clear and to bring in new refreshing energies. Bring your feet maybe a little closer in, hands by the shoulders. Press your hands, press your feet, come up to the top of the head. I like to come to my toes and walk your hands in, lift it all the way up. And maybe from here, sinking the feet down and coming into a nice, strong Urdhva Dhanurasana. Clearing arms, torso, the whole belly, pelvis, sacrum, all parts of the legs. And exhale, walk your feet back out and lower down into your mat. Get nice and comfortable. Take your hands on top of your femurs and just gently push the femurs away from you. Should be a nice feeling into the lower back. Any untying of knots can happen right here. And then from here, bring the knees in. Take your hands around your feet for happy baby. Bring your knees towards your shoulders. Maybe a little swaying this way and that way. And gently bring the knees into the chest and take your legs all the way up. Keep your right leg up and extend your left leg down. Push your hand and your leg away from each other to ground the femur. Bringing happiness to the lower back. And we'll switch sides, other side. Take your hands around your left hamstrings. Shoot your right leg down. And bring your feet down, hook your thumbs. Full body stretch. And exhale, release. Take the hands to the sides and bring your knees into the chest. And we're going to roll all the way up. And find a comfortable position again to close our practice together by a nice seat, comfortable seat, however you like to sit. And then we'll sing a song. And then maybe you'll lay back down for a Shavasana with your favorite music on or on your favorite pillow. Let's bring the palms together in front of the heart. Softening all the layers. Sitting nice and tall. From the sit bones up towards the top of the head. And we close with another 7 rounds of Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha to open new pathways, new doorways. We'll start with an Om. Take a nice big inhale. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. I hope that you have a great rest of your day or night, and that your hips feels really good, and shoulders too. Thank you. Namaste.